I take it you ride.
I'm happiest in the saddle.
A fellow sportsman.
A View to a Kill was one of the Bond films we watched most as children, and it has all the elements of what we'd like to see in every 007 adventure. One of those key elements is the stunning locations, no more so than the breathtaking Château de Chantilly, about 30 miles north of Paris. With its roots dating back to the 15th century, the colossal palace was rebuilt towards the end of the 1800s and is now open to the general public. But Bond fans will know it well as the home of Max Zorin, the maniacal villain of A View to a Kill. Producers chose France as a key location for Bond to investigate the murder of 003, beginning at the most famous landmark of all, the Eiffel Tower. After Mayday's miraculous escape, Bond is assisted by MI6 agent and racehorse trainer Sir Godfrey Tippett.
It's a bit short notice, but I might just be able to squeeze you in, Bond.
The two arrive at the chateau in typical Bond style, driving Cubby's Rolls-Royce through the extensive grounds.
Sir Godfrey, your hat.
He was supposed to be acting a role as his chauffeur, and so he thought it'd be fun in the movie to kind of rub it in.
It was his real car, which he'd driven from London to Paris in.
We wanted a Rolls Royce that was elegant, and obviously Cubby's was the kind of the real choice.
It was an early silver cloud, and it was a great Rolls Royce, and we still have it to this day.
Trying to get this car through these gates, which were made for horse carriages, which, as you know, are narrower than what is made for a motor car. And Cubby used to sit in a director's chair just the other side of this thing when I was driving it through, looking at his precious car to see that nothing would happen to it. I never forget his expression. Sort of a praying expression.
The James Bond clubs of France, Germany, Switzerland and Great Britain celebrated the 40th anniversary of the film at the location itself. I was there and managed to recreate the scene as St. John Smythe by meeting Papillon Su, the actress who plays one of Mayday's assistants, Pan Ho, at the same entrance gates.
Mr. St. John Smith?
St. John Smythe, my dear.
Tippett is later seen leaving those gates.
Just going to town to get the car washed.
But this time Mayday manages to sneak in the back, whilst he gets out to open the gates. The event reunited director John Glenn with cast and crew, here seen with French production manager Serge Touboul. Over 200 Bond fans from all over the world, many in costumes worn by the actors in the film, congregated to celebrate the Roger Moore classic. There was even the chance to see the Renault 11 taxi in the state before it was obliterated by Bond in the Paris chase. John was particularly excited as he has the Corgi model at home. The driver of the taxi was also present, giving fans a chance to recreate his famous phrase when Bond steals his taxi. "Oh no, my car!" Oh, my car! Oh! He was joined by racing car driver Jean-Claude Lagnier, who coordinated the extraordinary stunts not only of View to a Kill, but the likes of Ronin and Mission Impossible Fallout. The chateau grounds are extensive, and we felt we needed Scarpine to give us directions.
Monsieur Smythe, my name is Scarpine, head of security.
How do you do?
Those are the servants' quarters. Stables over here. Let me escort you there.
Apparently, the Duke who built the palace was convinced he would be reincarnated as a donkey in a future life. So he built the stables befitting a Duke who became a donkey.
I must congratulate you, Mrs. Zorin. Your stables are magnificent.
Built in the 16th century by a duke who believed he'd be reincarnated as a horse.
When you go into Chantilly, of course, all the gates, all the pictures on the walls. They're not of human beings at all. They're horses.
Just like a first-class hotel for horses. Amazing.
We first entered the mammoth stables, greeted by this statue, which was shifted to appear in the background when Bond walks through the first open corridor. We couldn't resist following in the footsteps of Bond and Scarpine through the stables, as it appears in the film. Each side now has several horses, all trained to perform at the chateau.
Tom is actually one of the least British men.
I am, right?
Bobek is the name of one of the old kings from 12th century.
Bobek?
Yes.
Really? Okay, I didn't...
No, I'm kidding.
We even spotted Pegasus himself, or at least a very good look-alike. The scene where Bond views the Ithacus cult now has seating at both ends, but you really felt as if you were about to infiltrate a multimillionaire scheme in the French countryside.
Tell me, the Ithacus cult, is it here?
You mean the full brother of Pegasus?
Yes.
He's the outstanding horse of the sales.
Lot number 30. We are now very proud to present the full-bodied figure. This yearling gold is born in the blood.
The identical hall on the other side was the place to meet the stars, and then dine with them. John Glenn was presented with a wonderful piece of art by Jeff Marshall to celebrate not only A View to a Kill, but his work on no fewer than 8 James Bond films.
A beautiful thing to remember all my friends whom I've loved and worked with over the years. The Bond family, and I call it the Bond family, and I think you guys are part of it. Each film we did, certainly each film I directed, I mean, I worked on 8 James Bond movies over the years, starting with Her Majesty's Secret Service in 1969 and finished up in the 90s, with just the start of the 90s, with the last film in Timothy Dalton. Everyone was a pleasure. I never felt any pressure, strangely enough. You would make a James Bond film, the director of a James Bond movie would feel a lot of pressure. But Cubby Broccoli and Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli were great supports. And I never felt alone at any time. I had a huge amount of support. I loved every minute of it, and I'm still loving it. Thank you.
Whilst walking just outside the building, we noticed that this courtyard was used for the scene where Tibbet follows Herr Dr. Karl Mortner to Pegasus' stable.
Steady, Pegasus, steady, steady.
Before returning to see Bond and Scarpine.
Monsieur Smythe! Monsieur Zorin has been unavoidably detained. He's anxious to meet you, hopes to do so at the reception in the Chateau Gardens later.
I look forward.
Bond is then driven round to a chateau entrance, where he is greeted by another of Mayday's assistants, Jenny Flex.
Welcome, sir. I'm Jenny Flex.
Of course you are.
Alison Doody was only 19 when she made her film debut here, And of course she went on to star alongside two other Bond actors, Pierce Brosnan in Taffin.
What goes on in this town is none of your business.
As long as I'm living here, it is.
Then maybe you shouldn't be living here!
Well, that's easily fixed.
And Sean Connery, as well as Harrison Ford, in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Still one of our favourite films of all time.
Indy, please.
What? Trust me.
Indy, no!
I will kill her. Huh? Go ahead. No! Don't shoot. Don't worry, he won't.
Indy, please, do what he says.
And don't listen to her. Enough, she dies! Wait! Wait.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
But you should have listened to your father.
How did you know she was a Nazi? She talks in her sleep.
I managed to chat to her later about her role, and she was overcome by emotion returning to Chantilly after all these years to meet her co-stars. Jenny Flex then shows Bond to his room, climbing the famous staircase of the chateau, where many photos have been taken. Thankfully, we didn't have any heavy bags to carry, like poor old Tibbet.
Oh, my dear, I take it you spend quite a lot of time in the saddle.
Yes, I love an early morning ride.
Oh, I'm an early riser myself. Come along, Tibbet, stop wheezing.
Roger didn't miss an opportunity to improvise extra dialogue, putting Patrick down, saying, you know, carry my bags and be quick about it.
Oh, my lord, Tibbet, look at the state of my clothes.
And the scene where Bond pretends to be an ungrateful master to Tibbet is played to the actor's strengths and chemistry. The two were old friends and reportedly ad-libbed much of the dialogue. We managed to view the balcony of their room from the outside. Here the two see a glamorous visitor arriving by helicopter, greeted by Zorin. The area that Stacey Sutton lands forms part of the gardens, and it was exactly where you picture it from their angle.
Another wealthy owner?
Who knows? But should certainly bear closer inspection.
We're on a mission.
Sir Godfrey, on a mission, I am expected to sacrifice myself.
Now that same garden area is also where Bond meets Tibbet, who is washing the Rolls-Royce.
Oh, Tibbet, get into town, call M and ask him to put a trace on this check. Be as quick as you can.
Not far away is the bridge over the moat, which Bond spectacularly jumps onto in order to sneak back into the chateau after inspecting Pegasus' stable late at night with Tibbet.
What now?
You'd better get back. The tape ran out 5 minutes ago. Good night.
Not bad for a 58-year-old. But perhaps the most memorable scene from Chantilly was Zorin's amazing garden party. We love when Bond greets the villains under cover in such circumstances, and on a hot summer's day you really felt like you were there.
Mr. St. John Smythe, allow me to introduce myself.
Mr. Zorin, it's a great pleasure.
We noticed that on one wall of the building facing the party area was the place where all the promo photographs were taken. Again, we couldn't resist occupying the positions of Bond, Zorin, Mayday and Stacey. Back inside, and we inadvertently noticed that the glass door to the gift shop is where Mayday points Bond back in the direction of the party. We love Bond's gadget to see through the windows into Zorin's office. The 007 store even has a cheap pair, which have side mirror panels so you can see behind you. The £10 price tag dispelling a few myths that you have to be a millionaire like Zorin in order to afford the likes of teddy bears and watches. Returning to the party, Bond then chats to several guests, including Carl Mortner and Barb Carnley, and he uses his camera ring gadget to take pictures of them for more background, given to him later in San Francisco by CIA agent Chuck Lee.
I'm in oil business.
Oh, Texas?
Frisco.
Are you talking about people or horses?
Yeah, my principles apply equally to human beings.
Gone were the extravagant 18th century outfits and boats in the moat, and sadly there wasn't a bar. But the bridge where Bond meets Stacy is still there, albeit without the veranda.
Hello. I thought you might like to join the party. By the way, the name is James St. John Smythe. I'm English.
I never would have guessed.
You couldn't help but want to grab a glass of champagne and have a drink by the water. Sadly, we had drunk the well and truly dry at dinner earlier. A short walk from the stables leads you to the impressive racecourse. This is where Zorin is confronted by Gogol and the KGB link is revealed.
Good morning, Comrade Zorin.
General Gogol, this meeting is ill-advised.
The scene is also notable for being the first screen appearance of Dolph Lundgren, who would become world famous that same year after his role as Ivan Drago, the feared Russian boxing opponent in Rocky IV.
Enough of this! Control yourselves!
You will come back to us, comrade. No one ever leaves the KGB.
The horse chase itself is further out, but that didn't deter some of the lads meeting early one morning to follow Bond's route from the course into the woods, before he intends to escape in the rolls.
Keep going! Keep going!
Sir Godfrey, let's get...
The moment he sees that Mayday has murdered Tibbet is still chilling to watch, with Roger showing his disgust at Zorin.
Killing Tibbet was a mistake.
The murder itself was also filmed at a nearby petrol station car wash. Jenny Flex and Pan Ho look on as Tibbet is washed out, another brilliant track by John Barry to accompany it. To make the scene somewhat less bleak, the group managed to recreate it with that Renault taxi. But this time, they made a swift escape.
My cow! My cow!
So the Château de Chantilly is a must visit, and we can't wait to do so again. The town which accompanies it is quite the opposite of the grandeur of the palace. Rows of cafes and restaurants line up the streets. We did manage to pop into a few of those and, of course, discuss the film even more. A View to a Kill has become a bit unfashionable of late, But not all entries in the series could draw such a crowd to celebrate it, and everyone involved should be proud to have helped create one of the most entertaining Bond movies of all.